Coming up on WUFT's First at 5. Showers and thunderstorms are increasing across Florida this week, and a new tropical storm may form by the weekend. Your forecast is coming up.
And lawsuit dismissed. We tell you what that means for Gainesville Regional Utilities.
Plus, 4th of July celebrations are just around the corner. The Gainesville community invites all to celebrate the holiday.
First at 5. From the University of Florida's College of Journalism and Communications, you're watching WUFT News.
With hot temperatures and rainy days, Mother Nature is keeping us on our toes. Welcome to WUFT's First at 5. I'm Corzo.
And I'm Sierra Pulver. Let's see how the summer is heating up and how the rain is falling down. And for that, let's join WUFT meteorologist William Maxham. William, I was not prepared for the rain this morning. I got caught without my umbrella today.
Yeah, that probably happens to a lot of folks. The rain is coming down very heavy, but just in little tiny areas. The map looks like freckles here of red, where that rain rate is over 3 inches per hour, and that definitely could get you soaking very quickly. But showers going to continue through the early part of the evening with that heavy rain threat today. Flash flooding risk in the lowest category for our area. It is marginal, so with those high rain rates, we get 2 storms over the same spot. You could lead to some areas where the rain just kind of overwhelms drainage. Tonight, though, the rain chances will be decreasing. Temperatures will cool into the 70s, but by the end of the week, we're dealing with a potential tropical system. We'll show you where that's going to be coming up.
Gainesville Regional Utilities CEO says it's time to move forward following the dismissal of a recent lawsuit. WUFT's Jessica Wilkinson joins us live in the studio with a reaction from GRU's CEO.
I spoke briefly with the GRU CEO about the ordeal. GRU is known for providing services, specifically electric power, water, and AC. This lawsuit filed by the petitioners focused on switching control of the utilities from the GRU authority to the City Commission. Just hours before the hearing, the petitioners dismissed the case. GRU CEO Ed Belarski says he doesn't know why the case was dismissed, but is happy to have more room to focus on customers.
Any hurdles to GRU becoming the customer-first organization is good for everyone, whether you're in the city or the county. All of GRU's customers, because we can focus our resources and not to have to worry about frivolous lawsuits.
We want to make note that this lawsuit did not directly involve the city, therefore the city will not comment on the case. If anything else unfolds from this matter, we will update you first. Live in the studio, Jessica Wilkinson, WUFT News.
Many Florida cities, counties, and other organizations prepare to deal the effects from state budget cuts. Governor Ron DeSantis cut hundreds of items before signing the budget. The statewide line item vetoes total $567 million. In Gainesville, that includes nearly $16 million for renovations of the building and labs at the Doyle-Connor complex. At Santa Fe College, nearly $6 million to renovate the Student Services building will not come through this year. The city of Gainesville lost out on nearly $1.2 million to start designing a Southwest Public Safety Center, and a decision to defund public radio and TV statewide will mean a $470,000 loss at UF's WUFT FM and WUFT TV.
High Springs hoped for $1.6 million from the state to fund a new police station, a multi-million-dollar project. But the $250,000 in the final budget was ultimately vetoed by the governor. The police department's current location was originally a school administration building built in the 70s. According to High Springs Police Chief Antoine Shepard, the building isn't hurricane rated, and it has problems ranging from eroded underground pipes to being structurally outdated. The chief says he's disappointed, but the veto won't stop the HSPD from its mission.
We're here to serve. Well, the little building we're in, we make do with what we have, and you won't see officers complaining. You won't see me complaining.
Chief Shepard says there have been discussions for a new building for over a decade, and funding for the station was vetoed last year as well.
Marion County Public Schools reports its students are succeeding in the classroom. Assessment results reveal students in nearly every grade improved their scores. The Florida Department of Education uses a statewide assessment to evaluate children in public schools. Marion County students outperformed their peers in biology and civics. They also increased their scores in English and math through the last school year. More test results are being released later this summer. Marion County Public Schools are collecting school supplies for local students in need. The Bus Brigade School Supply Drive has launched and will run through the end of July. Requested items include any and all school supplies, from backpacks to binders. Drop-off locations include all Marion County fire stations and the Parks and Recreation Office. More information can be found on Bus Brigade's website.
We're just over 24 hours away from fanfares and fireworks, a WUFT-sponsored event to celebrate Independence Day. Neighbors can enjoy a number of free activities as they sit back and watch the show. Gainesville's only public fireworks show is just around the corner, and the final preparations are underway. Matt Abramson, who oversees the annual production, says this event is open to everyone.
It's for UF community, but it's also for the greater Gainesville community. We invite people from every part of town, from outside of Gainesville, formal, to come celebrate.
This Thursday night from 6 to 10 p.m., Flavitt Field at the University of Florida will play host to fanfares and fireworks. Neighbors are encouraged to bring a cooler, family and friends, and enjoy the show. Abramson says there are activities for all ages, and it's an opportunity to engage in some camaraderie.
To bring the community together to celebrate the country, but also support each other and just, have a great time.
The fireworks start at around 9:30 to celebrate the holiday.
Hear live music, the party atmosphere, there's food trucks, there's lots of fun, there's swag, so really come out and enjoy fanfares and fireworks and celebrate our country with us.
Lots of swag indeed. Musical guests include Now Leaving Space, Sousa Brass Band, the Savants, and Gainesville Community Band and the Gainesville Pops. And if you can't attend in person, you can always watch the show on WUFT.org/fireworks.
The Lake Butler Rotary Club is hosting an Independence Day celebration at Lakeside Park. The Union County Sheriff's Office says the event begins on July 5th at 8 a.m. Celebrations start with a bass fishing tournament and 5K run, followed by a car show and live music. Food trucks, water slides, and a bounce house are available all day. The event ends with a fireworks show shortly after sunset. Road closures and detours are scheduled during the celebration. You can find more information on the Union County Sheriff's Office Facebook page. Coming up when First at 5 returns, the House of Representatives will vote on Trump's Big Beautiful Bill.
Plus, jurors reached a full verdict in the Sean Diddy Combs trial. We'll tell you their decision next.
You're watching WUFT-TV News.
In the House of Representatives, it's crunch time, what President Trump calls the Big Beautiful Bill. The president wants to sign his signature legislation filled with tax cuts and spending priorities. NBC's Monica Alba has the latest.
As Republicans were touting the benefits of President Trump's signature tax and spending bill on the House floor.
Historic tax relief for working families, massive investments to secure our nation's borders, capturing generational savings.
The president himself working behind the scenes, meeting with lawmakers at the White House, trying to please Republicans who say the Senate version spends too much.
But the overall deficit number is not good. I think it got worse.
And trying to calm other Republicans' fears that cuts to social programs go too far.
Those meetings are having a big impact. Members are moving to yes. Donald Trump is the best closer in the business, and we're going to get it done.
Democrats amping up the pressure on potential holdouts.
So all we need are 4 Republicans to join us in support of their constituents.
So at a time when most households are struggling to afford the basics, Republicans have a clear message for American families. You don't matter.
The Senate-passed version extends the 2017 Trump tax cuts, slashes funding for Medicaid and food stamps, and increases funding for border security and the military. The nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office estimates it will add more than $3 trillion to the national debt and will strip healthcare coverage from more than 11 million people. Republicans are working under a President Trump-imposed July 4th deadline.
I feel good about where we are and where we're headed, and stay tuned. There's more conversations to be held.
The tricky part for House Republicans is they have to pass the Senate version of the bill unchanged if they want to get it to the president's desk by Friday. Any reluctant House members who want to make deals on the side would have to do that and pass it through separate legislation. Otherwise, it could take additional days or even weeks for this to get across the finish line. Monica Alba, NBC News, Washington.
The federal jury in the Sean Diddy Combs case in New York reached a split verdict today. Jurors found him not guilty on 3 of the 5 counts against him, including the most serious charge of racketeering conspiracy. Combs was also found not guilty of 2 counts of sex trafficking of victims Cassie Ventura and Jane. But he was found guilty on 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. Each of the 2 counts carries a sentence of up to 10 years in prison. Wednesday's verdict concluded a trial where jurors heard testimony from more than 30 witnesses over 7 weeks, with his bail hearing set for 5 p.m.
Somewhere inside this orange oval around the state of Florida, we could be dealing with Tropical Storm Chantal by the weekend. I'll have your forecast after the break.
You're watching WUFT-TV News.
You know, folks, I feel like it's been raining every single day this week. It's just...
It has, and I know the families out there are ready to shoot out some fireworks this weekend.
Yeah, well, the good news is that the rain does cut down on the risk of spreading fires. Bad news is the rain may be coming down too hard to shoot off any fireworks at all. More rain coming over the next couple days, and this afternoon we have scattered showers producing some very heavy rain across the area. In Gilchrist County, we have an area of very heavy rain here. Rainfall rates probably at around 2 to 3 inches per hour. And in Marion County, we have some lighter rains just around the I-75 corridor. In Gainesville itself, for the moment, things are quiet, but again, more rain is expected to move through in the overnight hours. And then again tomorrow, flash flooding is a concern today. We have a marginal risk of flash flooding today, and we'll have similar risks tomorrow and Friday as the rain just keeps on coming. Then we have a stalling cold front that's going to sit over top of some very warm water, and these thunderstorms over warm water could develop into a named tropical storm by the end of the week. Hurricane Center has this at a 40% chance that it does develop to a tropical storm. If it develops into a tropical storm or not, that really is not the issue. It's going to be a big rainmaker, that much is certain, and it is going to continue to bring waves of heavy rain at least through a Friday, and rain going to happen through a large part of the weekend too. Tomorrow, our flash flooding risk similar to today, higher concerns right along the Gulf Coast around the Tampa area where we have a slight risk of flash flooding. Rain going to be just a bit heavier there. And we have received a little rain today in the Gainesville area right over the UF campus. We have a couple breaks in the clouds, temperatures into the 80s. Looking at the rest of the area, pretty uniform temperatures into the low 80s right now. We're seeing cooler temperatures because of all the clouds that continue to just move on through. Here's our front. It's going to sag southward over the next 24 hours and just kind of park itself over the panhandle into the weekend. Tonight, though, we'll see showers kind of slowing down later into the night, but never completely going away. Here we are after midnight with a few showers and thunderstorms still hanging on. Then tomorrow, activity gets going in the late morning. This is 11 o'clock and numerous showers already forming. And here we are at 3 o'clock. Scattered showers continue, but as we get into the early evening, things start to settle down. Hopefully we'll get in those fireworks displays tomorrow evening, but it is not looking great. Rain chances continue into Thursday, and here's what happens into Friday. Low pressure develops, and the longer it sits over warm water, the more likely it is to develop that warm core tropical type characteristics. Tropical or not, it's going to produce some pretty significant rainfall through the early part of the weekend, and we could be dealing with some flash flooding. So tonight, showers continue and tail off late into the night. Temperatures will be into the 70s. Tomorrow, into the mid 80s before those showers really cut down on the afternoon heat. And fireworks displays, well, it's going to be tough to get in the dry time, but it looks like around 8 or 9 o'clock, rain chances will be going down considerably. And unfortunately, rain chances remain high into Friday, Saturday, and Sunday as well. About a 60 to 70% chance of a shower or thunderstorm through the weekend. That 7-day forecast keeps rain into the forecast into next week. However, we start drying out and warming up around the middle of the week.
Coming up in sports, the top seeds continue to fall at Wimbledon, including a number of prominent Americans. But some other prominent Americans on the U.S. men's national team are looking for success against Guatemala tonight. More on this after the break. Slaughter becomes the third Gator offensive lineman to take home first-team honors this century, joining future first-round picks Marquise Pouncey and Osiris Torrance. 7 other Gators, including DJ Lagway and Jaden Baugh, took home preseason All-SEC awards. And before we go, Gators freshman Lily Hayes is part of the U.S. team taking part in the Under-19 World Volleyball Championships in Croatia. The Americans took down Spain in their opening match Wednesday 3-1. They'll take on Peru tomorrow. And that's all for sports. Stay tuned for one final check with the weather after the break.
And we're dealing with showers and thunderstorms over the next several days. Not great for the fireworks, but we are getting drier next week and temperatures will be cranking back up into the mid-90s.
Thank you, William. And thank you for tuning in. We'll be back here tomorrow for another edition of First at 5.
And your North Central Florida news is always on at WUFT.org and on all of our social media platforms. Have a great rest of your night.